guys, happy Sunday with Satan. So, what are we going to go over today? We are going to go over amulets. I've really been reading a lot of Gemma Gary's, A Cornish Book of Ways. Holy crap. Amazing book. I really honestly suggest anybody that is really wanting to get into traditional witchcraft, get the book. Gemma Gary, A Cornish Book of Ways, Traditional Witchcraft. So it's really interesting. Alright, so we have the amulets, the definition, meaning, protection, jewelry, powerful, and good luck. So, amulets, anything, literally, anything, all of it. Why am I in and out? I don't like that. Maybe that'll help. Probably not, but alright. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the usage of amulets it basically seems universal, stemming from the human desire for protection, obviously. So the existence seems to extend from the cave dwellers to the present as objects. They come and go with fashion. So literally, fashion. Taking on different designs and shapes, but their purpose remains the same, no matter how civilized a culture may be. The amulets are present. So the basic definition of an amulet: the term amulet is derived from either the Latin word, oh my god, this is really tiny text, amuletum, or the old Latin term, amuletum, which means means of defense. Okay, so Pliny, the Roman naturalist, described these types of amulets: those which were offered for protection against trouble and adversary, those which provided a medical or prophylactic treatment, and substances used as medicine. These words are actually like this tiny. So the Romans have so much reverence for amulets as instruments for protection and good luck. The idea of evil spell had been around for a very long time, and it was prevalent in the ancient times. So as a result, the Romans were compelled to wear these amulets to ward off the evil spells or spirits or whatever their superstitions were at that time. Amulets were not only made for good luck and protection, they were also made for fertility purposes. So married couples who are unable to conceive could be given amulets, which can help the woman to get pregnant. So it's pretty interesting. Really interesting. The history of amulets, and it's just the definition is interesting. And so the history, a basic little history of it. So among the ancient cultures such as the Egyptians, Assyrians, and the Babylonians, the Arabs, and Hebrews, great importance was placed on the use of amulets. So we can see that obviously with the eye, the Hazma hand, the red string of the Kabbalah. Where'd I go? So the Egyptians employed them everywhere. Obviously they did. So the frog protected fertility. Ankhs symbolized everlasting life and generation. The Ujat, or eye, was for good health, comfort, and protection against the evil eye. The scarab beetle was for the resurrection after death and protection against evil magic. One of the most notable amulets of ancient Egypt is the Eye of Horus, obviously. So, cylinder seals were also used as amulets by the Assyrians and Babylonians. Within them were embedded semi-precious and precious stones. So each stone supposedly possessed its own unique magical powers, and that stems from animism. So, like within Cornish, traditional witchcraft, animism, big time. Alright, so where'd I go? Okay, so there were various animal-shaped amulets, such as the ram for virility, and the bull for virility and strength. So the Arabs, too, had amulets protecting them against evil. So small sacks containing dust from tombs were worn. They were also, this is traditional too, witchcraft. This ties into traditional witchcraft too. When you have like grave dirt in a bag, you have a bone, a human bone, a feather, something like that, a tooth, and that is like your impromptu altar to go. So very, very closely related. Spirit houses, all of that. So Where'd I go? Okay, so yeah, the dust from the tombs were worn. So they also wore pieces of paper on which written prayer spells, magical names, or the powerful attributes of God, such as the compassion and the forgiver. So the Hebrews wore crescent moons to ward off the evil eye, and they attached bells to their garments to ward off evil spirits. I like that. Now in Africa, the natives were discovered having amulets, to which the Western explorers and the missionaries called fetishes. So fetish dolls. Basically anything a fetish. Not that kind. The fetish symbolized protection to the natives. So historically, the two most universal symbols of amulets have been the eye and the phallic symbols, obviously. Eyes are thought to have, to protect against evil spirits, and are found on tombs, walls, utensils, and jewelry. The phallic symbol, represented by horns and hands, is protection against the evil eye. Now, between the buka horns, literally, I'm very, it's like the portal between this world and that world. So, with the horseshoe, on the bottom is, I don't know, a piece of wood, and then a iron nail in the middle of the horseshoe so you can fix the candle to it. There you go. Very magical, simple. That'd be a fetish. Literally. Alright, so the names of God and magical words and numbers have generally been brought to provide protection and fashioned into amulets. So these methods of gaining protection extended back to antiquity and were extremely popular during the Renaissance to the early 19th century. So accompanying these were the grimoires, books of magical instructions written for and by magicians. So in magic, using the name of a deity is the same as drawing down divine power. So this is the reason why portions of grimoires resemble prayer books. So I like that. I like that concept. Now the Tetragrammaton, the Hebrew personal name for God, Yahweh, pronounced Yahweh, is believed to be very powerful in magical operations and have been fashioned into amulets by different spellings. So it is believed to help magicians in conjuring up demons and give them protection from negative spirits. So the Sator, square, with the S-A-T-O-R, you see it, and then it spells the same thing over and over and over in the box, the square. It's also been fashioned into amulets. So throughout the centuries, attempts have been made to decipher the square, but it still remains unintelligible. It was discovered on walls and vassals of ancient Rome. I'm assuming that's vessels. So in amulet form, it is considered to be protection against sorcery, poisonous air, colic, pestilence, and for the protecting of cow's milk against witchcraft. Obviously, that dates way back. So, most of all cultures, though, hold the belief that sacred religious books such as the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible possesses protective powers. Bits of parchment containing quotes from these books are carried in leather pouches, silver boxes, or in little containers as amulets. So the ancient pagans wore figurines as their gods, as amulets. So the remnant of this custom is still seen in the Catholic religion, where members still wear scapulars and medals of the saints. So we have prehistoric amulets. So archaeological research has shown that these amulets, literally, wow, this is cool. It took various shapes in prehistorically periods, so some of which were crystalline solids, teeth, claw, and shells. That's very traditional witchcraft too. So some of these amulets dated as far back as 25,000 BC. They could be engraved with various symbols or have small holes bored in them, which indicate that some of the amulets were worn as necklaces. So the Egyptians, too, were not left behind in the use of the amulets in ancient times. Many amulets were discovered by archaeologists in Egypt, and some dated far back as 1370 BC. So amulets in Egypt were worn in the form of jewelry, with jewels and gems attached to them. So these attachments do not, however, water down the potency and belief in the amulets. The Egyptians they had taste. They had taste. They could make up all of it. Now where'd I go? So aside from being used as protection for the Egyptians, also used the amulets for personal adornment, so the amulets were believed to have religious and mystical powers, which is, yes, I love it. I love it. Alright, now contemporary amulets. So many amulets, or ancient amulets, have animals engraved into them. Even the modern type also have animals engraved in them. One of the most recent amulets have rabbit foot engraved in it, so the rabbit foot. An amulet being rabbit foot can bring to be good luck when rubbed. The wishbone gotten from the breast of a bird is also used in amulets in recent times. So it's even believed that holding the larger half when the wishbone is broken, while two people are holding it, will bring your wishes to pass. If you hold the longer broken part, even today this practice is done in the United States during Thanksgiving Day dinners. Me and my grandma always did it together. So, instead of using birds' wishbones of a rabbit foot, many amulet makers can now make available for metals forms of these objects. So, these metals forms are as popular as the original thing in contemporary times. Many of the amulets being used today are in the form of crystals. Some are worn in the form of pieces of jewelry, which does not reduce the belief that they have magical powers, mystical powers. So, but yeah, quartz crystal, that really gets serpentine, chthonic serpentine energy from the land into you. So it's really good to actually have that with you. I mean, that book, seriously, that book, whatever it was, The Cornish Book of Ways by Gemma Gary. You guys have to read it if you haven't. It is amazing. It really is amazing. Okay, where'd I go? Oh, the religious perspective of these types of amulets. So many amulets in the past and present have strong religious significance. Many of the ancient Jewish people would wear amulets containing slips of parchment containing the laws of God around their necks. So these amulets can also contain extracts from the Torah, which represent the first 5 books of the Old Testament. So the Torah is also part of the Quran of the Muslims. So Vestas of the Hindu and Avestar of the Zoroastrians, there we go. Aside from drawing them closer to God, the Torah extracts the amulets are also believed to ward off evil and bring good luck. So Muslims also wear amulets around their neck bearing inscriptions of the name of Allah. So these amulets also believed to ward off evil. The amulet worn by Muslims also contains the little miniature Quran. It's really teeny tiny. You guys have seen it probably. It's like a little charm bracelet you can put on like anything. It's really cute. So, it's about a square inch in width, enclosed in a metal locket and worn around the neck. Now they believe the amulet gives them power. Christians too are not left behind in the use of the amulet. The Christian amulet takes various forms. So it can be in the form of a cross to which a string is tied. It can be worn around the neck or the waist. The Catholic Church uses the rosary and scapula, both of which can be worn around the neck. So they are symbols of divine protection and purity. So as hinted earlier, amulets can bring good luck and protection. So once you wear any of the amulets made for the good luck, you will find yourself being successful in everything that you do. You will also encounter good luck everywhere you go. Amulets can render you fortunate and bring luck, positivity, good vibes, and prosperity. So the amulets contain magical power, no doubt. Many of the good luck pendants have been tested and shown to work as desired. So it's pretty interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Just how it all works. The amulets, I mean everything can be an amulet. Alright, so how to buy an original amulet. Now, not all the good luck amulets being sold around today can have the desired effect. You can, however, get a good quality amulet if you buy only from an approved outlet. So before you buy any amulet from any outlet, take some time to read reviews about that outlet, and only buy from them if the reviews are positive. One of the benefits of buying an old amulet from an online outlet is that you can easily read reviews about the outlet before buying them. So this may not be possible with brick and mortar outlets. So genuine amulets are usually made in small quantities, such an amulet would have been blessed after making it. The price of genuine amulets usually rise with time. So the same way the price of vintage car rises. So you should think twice about buying that amulet if it is cheap. Cheap amulets are rarely original, and they rarely have your desired effects. So consider how long the outlet had been selling amulets before you buy from there. The long-standing outlets can be trusted to deliver original amulets that will bring good luck and confer protection on the wearer. So one other reliable place where you can get original amulets is at a temple. So like Thai temples and the like. Monks and priests are responsible for selling the amulets in these temples. As a result, such amulets can be trusted for originality, which is, that's pretty good. I mean, you can go to the Catholic Church and you can get a rosary, you can get a scapula, you can get, holy water, relics, all that kind of stuff. I don't know about other churches. So, but yeah, you may have to rent the amulet instead of buying, or as the priests or monks may not be disposed to selling them to you. So just tell them what you want to use the outlet for, and these monks will provide you with the right one that will meet your purpose. Be that as it may, you should keep in mind that the age of the amulet can determine its cost, same for its origins. Instead of buying an amulet for personal protection and good luck, you can also buy it and resell. Original amulet is a big business, and you can make some cool money by buying and reselling it. So that's actually really interesting. Really interesting. So everything from rings to pendants to jewelry to everything you can possibly think of. But I like it. And I like how it's all back into the Egyptians. So that's pretty amazing. So yeah, so it's very, very, very amazing. Alright guys. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoy. What do you guys do? You guys use amulets and stuff? I don't know what this one is for. This is against, this is one of the seals of Solomon. That one is for protection against, evil and, curses, and obviously our regular pentagram. I don't know. My turquoise. I just like my turquoise. The spirals. The spirals to me represent unity, inclusiveness, togetherness with, you're connected to the god and the goddess, and the land and the serpent and the land, the chthonic serpentine energy, so quartz crystals, all of that. That's why I carry so many stones in my pockets. I'd probably drown, but anyways. Alright guys, I hope you have a good day, and I love you all. Everybody be safe, please. And I love you all from Venus, all the way back down. And I will see you all tomorrow. So, everybody have a good day. Try to, anyway. And enjoy your coming week.